we're going to talk about how to tag your items. So here's your clothing item. Make sure that it is a question mark so that it hangs properly on the racks. So question mark towards you. Get your tag and make sure your tag and the size match your item size and tag before you tag it on. Make sure that this isn't a blue shirt because this isn't a blue shirt. Make sure that it matches. So if you're holding the item looking at it, you want to pin on the upper right hand, your upper right hand side. So it would technically be the left hand side of the item, but upper right hand side whenever you're looking at the item. So you want to get a pin. Do not poke holes where it says up there where those holes are. Do not poke holes in there, please. It falls off and we lose the safety pin out of it. So get a safety pin. And you want to pin the item so that it sticks on there. One pin will do it. So pin the item on, and there you go. And you want to make sure you shake it around and it holds on there. This is why we use white cardstock, so it's not as flimsy as just regular paper. And make sure that you have black ink, and make sure that's the correct item, correct size, and everything's good. Now, if you do not have a clothing item, you want to make sure for the shoes, for example, if you're going to put these shoes in a bag, make sure you pick the appropriate bag. Do not put the shoes and shove them in a bag and have them hanging out where you can't zip it shut. And do not put tape over top of this. This does not work. We end up losing the shoes. We have to check the shoes whenever you come in. So this will not work. If it does not fit in the bag and you can't seal it, this bag is too small. So you need to get an appropriate size bag. So maybe grab a gallon size bag, and the shoes will nicely fit in the gallon size bag. Or you can
just zip tie them.
Use a zip tie and zip tie them together. But if you want to put them in a bag, make sure you do this and cut a little bit right here on the bottom of the bag. Cut a little bit off so that the air gets out of the bag, because it's very hard whenever people open and shut it how many times to try it on at the sale. And there's a bunch of air in the bag, and it's hard to put up on the racks that we have that all the shoes go on, those bookcase racks. So do a little cut in the bottom corner to get the air out, just a little one so that nothing falls out. And also, whenever you tag this item, you want to make sure that you take the tag and put it on the outside of the bag and tape it on very good. Do not put it
and just lay it inside.
Lay it inside, because then it gets all messed around and it takes 10 times longer to scan it.
Or it falls out when people look at it.
Yes, or it can fall out if someone's pulling out the shoes and stuff. It falls out on the ground, and now this doesn't even have a tag with it. So you want to make sure that you take the tag and stick it on the outside of the bag. Do not stick it on the inside of the bag, because half the time it's super hard to scan through the bag. Or people put it here and you can't even see it through the bag with the Ziploc barcode on it. So you want to make sure you get the shoes in there.
And if you're placing that tag on the back of a book or a pack of books in a bag, you need to make sure that it actually covers
the barcode. So if you have this here like this, you want to make sure that your tag covers the barcode on the bottom of.
Don't put it up like this. Don't do that.
So put the thing on like this so it covers the barcodes, so that it doesn't act. Don't put it like this. Don't put it like this. Make sure you just cover up the barcode that's already there. Now, if you do the shoes like this and you put it on the outside, that's good. Make sure you attach it. If you cannot fit the shoes in a bag, just zip tie the shoes. Right like this. Zip tie the shoes. Do not pull it super tight so that the shoes are like this, because you have the zip tie so tight. This does not sit nicely on the rack. You want to make sure that you can have them side by side and they're loosely together. I mean, together enough that they won't come apart, but good enough that they're not too tight and can't sit nicely on the rack. Now for this, for the tag for this, you can either, it's sometimes hard if you pin it on here, sometimes it can fall off. You can always put it on the bottom of the shoe and make sure you tape it well to the shoe. Sometimes that doesn't stick. I like to, safety pin it usually to the tongue or something. Do not poke holes through it and put it through the zip tie. just try to make sure that whenever you put it on, that it's going to stay on very well and it's not going to fall off when kids try on and off shoes. I usually like to put it on the bottom because then it doesn't come off. So that is how you tag those items. Tagging skirts and stuff as well. Same with the shirt. Make sure you put it in this upper right spot. Don't put it in the middle. Don't put it there. Put it up here. If you're looking at the thing, it would be your upper right. To pin it. And car seats and stuff, whenever you do those, you want to make sure that if there's multiple car seat parts, like if you have a base and a car seat and the stroller, make sure that, like, I usually write out on a sheet of paper, like, 1 of 3 pieces, or something like that. You want to make sure that you do something like that so that you have, like, 1 of 2, 2 of 2, so that they all stay together. Sometimes I usually print out a sheet of paper and, like, put the description on it and the item number and my seller number, so that in case they get split apart that you have that all together. And you can also, that's basically what I do. Is there anything else that you do that you could think of that for car seats and stuff to hold it all together? Just I usually write something on a sheet of paper. If you guys have any questions about tagging or anything to tag, let us know. For car seats, like I said, in car seats and cribs, then you need to make sure that you look at the items accepted list, and you need to make sure that the dates are acceptable and stuff for it, and that the car seats haven't been in a car wreck, and that they're not over 5 years old. Anything else you can think of? Tagging wise, books, I talked about books. Shoes, sporting shoes are the same as the other shoes. Clothing. And same with blankets and stuff like that. If you put bigger blankets and stuff, you can use a 2-gallon size bag and put the blanket and stuff inside this bag, and then just make sure that you put the label on the outside of the bag and clip the corner here so that it doesn't get a bunch of air in the bag whenever it's being opened and shut. And I think that's about it.